Man, that was powerful right there. Powerful. Powerful. Mm.
Pastor Josh. Josh, you got the family out tonight. My whole
Hey,
family on here.
hey, listen. Listen. You know what's crazy because like it just needs to be across the board where the generations get to talk to each other. Because like your dad, they need to pass down that knowledge, that wisdom, that understanding to us, and then we need to pass it down to the next generation and just keep that going because it's so important. Like what he said, you know what I'm saying? For everybody to hear that, that's important. Like the way you attack things, the way that you look at it, and the things that come out of your mouth. Because I know with all of us, man, when we're hurt, we don't think about nothing else.
Absolutely.
We literally just trying to throw darts, throw venom,
Right.
throw poison right back at
Right.
somebody. And
We
my
want
and
them
my
to
thing
hurt.
is,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro, if you say you love this person or respect this person, you know what I'm saying, or you hold them high, then why are you coming at them like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you talking to them and addressing them the way that you are? You know, we gotta understand what it is that we want, and that's the other reason why I brought up parenting, because a lot of times us as parents, because we know our kids can't buck on us like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll literally talk to them any kind of way just cause. You
Right.
know, and I'm not saying that everybody's doing that intentionally, but I don't think that we think about it because it's more so as a parent, you're like, cause I said so.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But why? Don't question me. I'm the adult.
Right.
And that's how you that's another way to lose the child because they have every right to ask questions
Right.
and to be able to learn because they're trying to understand.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? To any parent on here, because I'm sure we've all done it in some way, shape, or form. We've all had moments where we've done it.
Absolutely.
So it's like we have to be the type of people that um, we operate from a place of love, and we got to understand because that comes with a responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want my K Well, like K Wells, you know I got to get you on here, OG. That's my OG right there. Um, love you, brother. Appreciate you. But as you know what I'm saying, the parents, man, like we got to do better with doing that because there's so
Absolutely.
many times like our kids, because they're growing, they're understanding their voice.
Mm-hmm.
They're learning on where they can go with certain things, and you have to make sure that you don't kill the inquisitive side to them,
Absolutely.
especially because they're trying to learn and they're trying to make sense of life, because it ain't
Right.
it ain't about how they dealing with us. It's about when they're in the world and what that looks like. It's about when they go to college. It's about when they're a young adult, you know what I'm saying, and they're starting their lives, or they're dating, or they're doing this, or they're doing that. Like all of that stuff matters based on the parenting aspect, based on how we handle situations and conflict and all of that stuff. It's just
Right.
very important across the board, and I even do some things with my kids sometimes where I might say, hey, what can I do better as a father? Tell me, do you feel that I'm doing a good job? That I listen to you,
Right.
right? Did
Right.
I cut you off? Was I rude? Was I disrespectful? Are there any questions that you might have for me? I've done things like that. I've done things where I remember I played a game one time and I allowed each one of my kids to um, to play the parenting role.
Wow.
Yeah. So I might have said like patience. All right, cool. This is what we gonna do. You gonna be the parent, and I tell each one of the kids, including myself, to do something different to see how she responds. Right. So she might be fixing the table. We might go sit down and eat, but we all at the table eating. I might have put a bug in Hayden's ear and said, "Look, I want to make sure you be respectful. You eat and do what you're supposed to do. Deuce, I want you to be disrespectful. Landon, I want you to just keep getting up from the table over and over again." And then I might do something different. And then she doesn't know this
Mm-hmm.
because we huddled up, but we do that and we role play for about 10 minutes.
Wow.
And then I'll let her give me a scouting report on how was that experience. Tell me what you feel, right? And we do certain things like, and it's crazy because of the feedback. And then you start bridging that gap because now they know what it's like to be you. So it
Josh,
might be
that's
a
dope.
dinner table thing.
Right.
It might be I went to the grocery store one time. I gave one of the kids my card. I wasn't gonna do nothing, right? You the parent, we gonna go shop. We was running amok in the grocery store, turned up, right? So everybody had the chance to get like two things, and we was like, all right, we're gonna meet, go to the ten or less items, and we were all over the place doing this, doing that. And obviously we had one person who got more than the others. We just spent it to, because now it's like they get to see what that's like when you spending your money on
Right.
everybody else,
Right.
right? So it's all of these different lessons, man. But in order to bridge that gap, we have to be more understanding. We have to put ourselves in somebody else's shoes or in their mind frame of thinking. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way we're gonna
So,
really start figuring things out, man. So I'm so glad that your dad was on tonight. It's refreshing to hear, when the elders speak.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's so important, um, for them to give us that game.
It is.
That's something that's missing.
It
You know what I'm
is.
saying? That's something that's missing. So I appreciate him opening up. And you know what? It's not a bad thing. Here's why. With you being honest and transparent and moving the way that you're moving and
Hmm.
doing what you're doing, somebody's going to get something from that.
Absolutely.
Somebody's going to be able to heal, from how you handle the situation. How your dad just came on here and talked about the power of words. You know what I'm saying?
And my
And
step, like for real, my step, she's not gonna come on camera because but she's sitting right beside me. Stretch your arm over here, but they still can't see. You
oh,
see
she
her?
light skinned.
She's white. I'm dressed for bed. So. Look, he said you light skin. Nah, that's white
I'm
skin.
messing. I'm messing with you, Mama. I'm messing with you.
She said she light skinned, but this is so amazing. Like I really learned, and back to one of the conversations, the video that I sent you about like both of my parents, both sets of my parents. My dad is married to somebody else, and my mom is married to somebody else. But we all, like, my mom comes here, she eats. We all eat together, like it's two sets of parents coming together. So that's where I've learned how to, how to deal with the conflict of having a blended family, so like I'm really cool with that. Like baby mamas that act real crazy, eventually they begin to love me, because at the end of the day, I'm not about to fight with you. Like my parents, they don't fight. I've never seen my parents fight. And Jeff and Regina, they come and they visit and they get together even without me. They talk about stuff, plan out stuff even without me, because sometimes I can get real crazy and I don't want to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how they make it work, but it works. Like my mom is welcome here, and my dad and my stepmom is welcome at their house. So we just
You know what? I gotta take the time and salute this, because you don't see or hear stories of like that often in our community.
yeah,
And I think it's a beautiful thing for people to understand that folks can come together and put their differences to the side, because it's bigger than that.
it is.
That's real mature. Most, like, a lot of people can't understand that. The maturity that takes
Yeah,
for both sides to come together. And that's when you know people are in a better space.
yeah,
Because it's funny to me when people always say they moved on and they're cool and like, I ain't worried about what so and so doing, but why you keep creating all these issues and these problems?
right.
Why you keep fussing or bitching or complaining about something that ain't got nothing to do with your household? Or why do you keep gossiping about the other person?
Right.
Right? If
Right.
you've moved on and you're in the space that you say, then do what you got to do in your household. What somebody else got going on that don't matter. And it's about these kids.
Yep.
So, Mama, I know you ain't in the camera. I appreciate you. I salute you. I think it's dope. You know what I'm saying? With you, your husband, like your dad, his wife, like that whole dynamic where people can just really come together and be loving and
Yep.
be understanding and be supportive.
Yep.
You know, the blended like the real blended family vibes.
We got the real
You know what I'm
blend.
saying? Like that's, and I think other people got to understand like how healthy that
It
is.
is.
You know what I mean? Like that's really healthy and that's amazing. So I just want to salute, you know, you and your family because those are the types of stories that
That.
need to be heard and talked about.
And she said she gonna stand right there. She got her night clothes on, but she said she wanted to say something. Just
Okay.
Mom.
Um, I just made a comment too. I typed in something about feelings, but that's the one thing that we have to consider is everyone has feelings, and we might not necessarily agree and understand their viewpoint or where they're coming from. But we do have to understand that just because their feelings are different from ours doesn't give us the right to dismiss their feelings. Um, if
That's strong right there, Mama.
if everyone
That's strong, Mama. Give
yes.
it to him. Give it to him, Mama. Come on
Yes,
now.
so we often make the mistake, you know, if someone comes and says that we feel this, oh, you're crazy, you know, I'm not even going to listen to this because it don't even make any sense. But then again, that's the breakdown of relationships because just because you don't agree with their feelings, that is their feelings, and you have to understand where they're coming from and communicate in order to have a better relationship. Because if you get to the point to where you're always dismissing someone else's feelings, then they'll eventually get to the point to where they won't even come to you. They'll
Come on, Mama.
That's the
Come
destruction
on
of
now.
yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, Mama. Understand their feeling. Come on now.
Yeah, we can't be so easily to dismiss because, like I said, if you continuously do that, then they'll eventually pull away, and that's the beginning of the end of a relationship. So we have to be mindful that we do take into consideration how somebody else feels and try to understand where they're coming from and communicate about it so that we can come to a solution and strengthen relationships rather than dismissing them and destroying relationships.
So, Mama, the reason, let me tell you this, right? The reason why I keep going back to our children is because they grow up to be the same adults who get in these bullshit relationships.
Right.
Excuse my language, but I'm gonna keep it funky with you, Mama. I know you. I hope you know I'm coming from a place of respect. But the problem is that these kids, because based on what you're saying, the parents are doing that to the children.
Right.
And then the children get to a place where either they search for love in the wrong places, the wrong areas, because they don't have the foundation. They don't have the morals and the principles and the values that you just mentioned. And then they don't know how to have friendships. They don't know how to find partners and lean on that discernment because they don't have that foundation. Why? Because they've been shut down. Their
Exactly.
feelings don't matter. They're not valid. It's a control thing. Lord have mercy, Mama. Well, your daddy and your mama done got there and kicked the door in. And
Whew.
it's so important, man, because the kids have got to be heard. It is the start because they turn into teenagers. I keep saying this. I said this on the last live. Remember, D? They
Mm-hmm.
turn into teenagers who turn into young adults, who turn into adults, who be
Absolutely.
on the same BS.
Be on the same
And
thing.
then they feel like, for the men, we feel like the money, right? The status or the whatever is the way to getting what we want. And then for the women, it's the box, aka the private area. It's how you cook, it's how you look. It's the wrong things that they're going out here to use as a way to communicate or to
Communicate.
get what they want.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come
Yes.
on, man. Mama.
Mm.
Mama, leave us with one more gem, Mama. Come on, Mama. Give us one more. Give us one more, Mama.
Whew.
I mean,
This is so important, Mama. You know what else too?
yeah,
We need to figure out, and I'm probably gonna do it. I'm gonna have my kids on here one time, but we need to have the youth come on here and speak one time, right?
Right.
Because the youth need to express what they feel and what they're hearing or not hearing, and we got to figure out how we can bring them up to speed and get them better. But Mama, please leave us with something. Well, you know what, Mama?
yeah.
You got the floor. We gonna end it on your note.
All
We're
right.
gonna send everybody to bed on this one.
Well,
So so give it to us.
I came to this place, to this understanding out of a hard place, and I was determined, in my family and in my life cycle, that I was going to break that cycle of not, trying to understand another person's feelings, and trying to communicate, because I was not allowed that growing up. And so I was just, determined that I was going to break that cycle. And that is the point that where we all have to get to, where, we're not, just because, this is how mama did it, doesn't necessarily mean that it's right. And we just have to learn how to break the cycles for change, so that, like you said, when our children coming up, that they feel, free to communicate and share their feelings, and so that they can enter into relationships that are good for them, instead of, running to everything that, is destruction for them. Because, sadly to say, when we are hurt, and when we are dismissed, that's when we turn to the things that are not good for us, to the people that are not good for us, the things that are not good for us, is because we all are looking for a place of love, and a place to fit in. And if we don't find it in family, then we'll turn to other things, and, drugs, and all the promiscuous, stuff and everything. So, it's very important that as parents, that we break that cycle, and that we do listen to our children, and we do listen to our partners, our spouses, and learn how to be respectful of one another's feelings, so that people feel free and open to communicate. Because communication in any relationship, whether it be as a parent, or as a spouse, or as a friend, or any kind of relationship, is the key. And being respectful of one another's feelings, and learning how to talk, and work things out.
Josh, Pastor Josh, RP.
Listen. Let me tell you something. This is why I love the congregation.
Absolutely.
This is why I love this platform, and this is how it should be used. And Mama, I don't know you from a can of paint, but I love you, Queen.
Thank you.
God
Love y'all
bless
too,
you.
and what you're doing.
Thank you so much for that food and them nuggets that, both of your parents like came on here and really did that. And it was so important, especially with the mood of the live, right? And I know that Destiny, you were kind of struggling a little bit with the energy. But
How did you know?
what I want you to know is, but
Yeah.
this is the important thing, right? Tonight was important because there's going to be people and situations out there that are like that. They don't want to see you do well. They want to hate on you. They want to keep putting this energy out there, right? But you have to continue to rise above it.
Absolutely.
As a woman, you deal with your own things just like us as men, we deal with our own things. And this has nothing to do with color of skin.
Absolutely.
It's just us as human beings that are going through so many different things in life, right? And that's why it's so dope and it's so important to see and to hear that there are beautiful people out here who are functioning in such an amazing way and have the thought process that they have, right? And they're able to view life and view people in certain situations and circumstances the way that they should, from a higher place. Because we're all kings, we're all, you know what I'm saying, queens, we're people of royalty. You know, we're supposed to be people who live a blessed and abundant life. You know what I'm saying? And what we're supposed to be giving out to the people and to the world is coming from a place of love.
Absolutely.
It starts there. So thank you all.
Listen, my dad is at the bottom of the stairs asking, like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
We're gonna have to get the OG on too. But listen, man, today, I mean, shit, they all getting better and better. You know what I'm saying? Because we touched so many different topics. But tonight was important because not only the conversation, but the dynamic that was being dealt with the energy that was on the live.
Absolutely.
And the one thing is we can't run from it, you know, but how we face it is a choice. And I know that you were frustrated, D.
Yeah.
But you know what? Your dad came on here, and I'm sure he probably seen whatever, but he kept it moving, right?
Yeah.
Which shifted the energy.
He did.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
And then, you know, even with your mom being right there, I felt with her being right there, that kind of gave you a lot more strength to be able to be like, let me turn this off.
Yeah.
Right? And just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of this, because no matter what, even when the hate be on, you got to go higher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta love more. And you know what? All the people that's on that, we're gonna pray for them.
Absolutely.
Right.
We're gonna pray for them, because that ain't nothing, man. Like, when people know who they are, we ain't worried about all that other foolishness, man. Just pray for them and keep it pushing. It's all good. It's all love at the end of the day. Mama, thank you. D, thank you. Tell your stepdad. We'll get that. We'll put that thing together. We'll jump on here. You know what I'm saying? So that the people can you know what I'm saying, be on and experience it, man. Again, this is for everybody, man. This is all the community. You know, want to keep growing, want to keep building. Tonight was amazing. And thank you all. You know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
Thank you all. So much love. D, keep your head up, Queen. All right, Mama.
Thank you.
And we'll keep this going, D. And let me know, you know, keep hitting me, and we'll keep it. You know what's crazy? I feel like we got 10 topics now, but the spirit moves us in a whole different direction. So keep the topics coming.
Man.
Keep them coming, because we still gonna dive into them.
Absolutely.
And we'll go from there. All right.
Absolutely.
Everybody love, man. Y'all stay prayed up, man, and I'll holler.
Right. Salute. Have a good night, Josh.
Absolutely. Bless.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all can still hear me. I hope y'all can, man. But in the words of Stack 5, man, love to all who have love for all, man. Y'all be easy. Chill.